Hi, everyone. Welcome to your checkout for Module 16. This week we had student learning outcomes that included evaluating your own experiences on the relationships with children and families in the community, being able to describe legal requirements and ethical responsibilities. We learned a lot about National Association for the Education of Young Children and their professional code of ethics. We're also able to compare and contrast educational systems and practices, including strategies for family engagement and building partnerships. Moving forward, your learning intentions, those little pieces that we took kind of to build towards those student learning outcomes included understanding the importance of ethics and knowing the components, and how to use the National Association for Education of Young Children Code of Ethics, knowing the steps and actions that create positive relationships with families, understanding the process and importance of shared goals, comprehending how to complete a home visit and the rationale for completing a visit, knowing the importance of communicating with families and the role of objectivity and strength-based observation, and understanding elements necessary to have a difficult conversation. Now, because you learned all of those things, you can do all of these things. You can explain the code of ethics and provide examples of how you would apply them and work with children and families. You can generate necessary steps to create positive and trusting relationships with families. You can describe the necessary steps to establishing shared goals, explain the components of value of a home visit, identify positive elements of a parent-teacher conference, including strength-based objective observation, and explain the rationale for each element's implementation. And you can describe the components for how to prepare and engage in difficult conversations. Again, a lot of this, especially in our watching work and our discussion, really focused on early learning settings and teaching settings. But the reality is, the work with families, a lot of the application and components can be applied kind of across all work with families, whether that be counseling or social work or other aspects. All right, you should have gotten all these things done this week. You had your question of the week. We had our reading, Child, Family, and Community, Chapter 9. Make sure you read National Association for the Education of Young Children Code of Ethics. Remember, the only pages you had to read were 5 through 8. It's a great document to be aware of and know, but 5 through 8 is all you're required to do this week. Make sure you watch the lecture. Make sure you have watched those home visit videos and the toddler assessment conversation. Your assignments include your discussion from the Department of Developmental Services, telling our stories, picking one of those videos and really looking at it from a perspective of what the service providers brought to those families' lives. You're going to do your watching work, the how, what, and why of meeting with families. This is a parent-teacher conference, but again, if you're paying attention, a lot of the things that this director and teacher do within that conference are elements that we all can do when working with families. And be sure to finish up your Part 2, Ecological Systems for Marginalized Populations, Understanding and Advocacy. That is due Saturday, December 13th by 11:59 p.m. And just as a reminder, our semester ends Thursday, December 18th. Anything past December 18th at 11:59 p.m., I'm not going to be able to accept because the semester has ended. So please be working away. If you have questions, let me know. If you need any support, I am always here for you. Reach out, okay? Other than that, I hope you had a great week. I will see you just for a minute in week 17 to say goodbye.